Welcome everyone to the Dating with Katy podcast. Today is my first episode and I'm so excited to be sharing this journey of dating with you. Why is that, you say? Well, it's because my job is to make sure that you are confident, successful, and that you're having fun dating. And we'll get into the reasons why the Dating with Katy podcast had to come to be. But first, I want to thank you for just following. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and you send this to a single friend because we are all in this dating boat together. I'd also like to thank Sync Matchmaking, that's CINQE.com, for being my sponsor today. All right, guys, let's get the party started. We are all out there. If you have tuned in today, if you have clicked on my very first one, you're like, why, Katy, why? There's a million podcasts out there. There are podcasts on relationships, podcasts on dating in specific. There's podcasts on healing and transformation and doing the work. So what makes Dating with Katy different? Well, a couple things. Well, number one, I get you. I get you because I am you. So let me share a little bit of my story. I am a single mom of 3. I've been single for 12 years. Now, that doesn't mean I haven't dated, and it doesn't mean I haven't had relationships, but I'm single. I'm obviously not married. And I've had to go through the gamut like you are, like you're in the trenches. I've been in the trenches. I've maneuvered the trenches. I've been in the quagmire, and I've gotten out, and I've done very well. And this podcast is going to showcase some of the fundamentals, some of the rules that I put in place. And you say, well, Katy, why do you do so many rules? And you're going to see a lot of things that I teach are practical, applicable rules because in the midst of the dating chaos, you need to have an outline. You need a rubric of what to expect. I used to be a teacher, right? And you do the rubric for these projects. The rubric says you put in all this effort and you get an A. You put in minimal effort, you get a C. You don't do anything, you get an F. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry, right? So you know what to expect. There's no dating rubric, but I have devised multiple ways and rules that you can start to understand the complexity of dating and people. And instead of getting frustrated, you're going to start having fun with your dating life. That is the goal. So on top of being this single mom, I'm dating. I didn't have a lot of money. I was coming out of being a pastor's wife. Yes, pastor's wife. Missionary on top of that. I was a little bit frumpy. I'm feeling a little insecure, although I'm 32, 33, and I'm cute. I'm actually very excited to have fun, which is part of the Dating with Katy byline. Like our goal is to have fun. The goal is to get confident, and I had to get confident again. A lot of you, most of my followers are post-divorced, second round, and you've got some past, you've got some baggage. Can I remind you all, we all have a little bit of baggage the older we get, so a little bit more grace is needed, but we've got to deal with the baggage. Now, I am no therapist. I highly encourage you to go find a therapist, get a therapist. You've got to learn to do the work, which is my next class. It's called the 4 Foundations. A very simplified, quick and easy way to understand how ready you are for successful dating. But there's a lot of deeper stuff, a lot of hidden challenges that, they call it the inner child, they call it shadow work. Now, that is not my strength, guys. I am here to coach you. And that is what we'll get into in a minute. So as I'm building myself again after my divorce, I am starting to learn more about fashion. I am learning more about how to become pretty again, how to get in shape and how to be healthy towards myself and with self-respecting choices, how to raise my kids by myself, but at the same time want to have a relationship. There's a whole slew of ways that you can become confident because that's going to sell you faster than any pretty Botoxed face. I guarantee you that, ladies. I'm just making that claim right now. You could be as pretty as the prettiest girl out there, but if deep inside you lack confidence, the good man will read that. And he wants a woman who's confident in herself, and you need to bring that to the table. So I've been you. I've gone through the gamut of dating and swiping and being stood up and catfished. And you name it, I've had it. But I've also had great and amazing dates that have become quality friends that although it wasn't a right fit, we can still move forward and date like an adult and move forward into a friendship. So these are all the tools and the tricks that I'm going to teach you guys because I've been there and I'm with you. And here's the number 2. I hear both sides of the story because I'm a matchmaker. There's a lot of dating coaches out there that don't do the matchmaking part. And I think this is really the crucial area. I could be coaching you on how to behave, but if I never get feedback, if I never see you play the game, if I'm your basketball coach and I say you need to dribble longer, you need to pass straighter, you need to, shoot. When you shoot, you got to make sure your arm is hitting the slot as it falls down. Look, I can hit a mean 3-point shot, actually. I know I'm little and short, but man, these legs, they push hard. But as a coach, I'm watching you. I give you the advice, but then I get to watch you play the game. Where a lot of dating coaches aren't watching people play the game. They're not looking at both sides of the story. I get feedback from every date my client goes on. I get hundreds and hundreds of feedback a year from both sides. Now, as a matchmaker, we always say there are 3 sides to every story. His side, her side, and the truth. And let me tell you, I have heard it all. Literally, I have heard stories such as, he was a jerk, he left me on the date, he just put some money down and walked out on me, I can't believe you put me on a date with this guy. Of course, that's her side. Let me tell you his side. His side was, she got super drunk. She then proceeded to try to put my hand on her thigh in public, which is not something I want done. She went up to the bar and started flirting with other men. And Katy, by the end of the night, I'd had it, even though I'd asked her politely to behave and not drink so much. Okay, that's his side of the story. And now, then I go speak to the matchmaker that I was working with at the time. And the matchmaker had a whole nother side. She said, Katy, yes, this woman is known to kind of do those things, so it's not surprising that she did that. My goodness, what a different perspective we get when we hear all sides of the story. And when a coach, who is also matchmaking, can tell you both sides of the story. Here's another point. I have a guy. He says, Katy, I'm a great listener on dates. I'm very good. I really like to listen and hear what they're saying. She comes back from the date and she tells me, Katy, he never asked me any questions. All he did was listen. So this is how a dynamic coach is able to get both sides of the team to become better quality daters. So I've been you. I am hearing both sides of the story. And last but not least is I am straightforward. You get no fluff with me. I'm a sharpshooter, and that's why I'm a coach and not your therapist. I'm going to make you do things that you don't want to do. I'm going to tell you suggestions that you're like, well, that's ridiculous. No, it's not ridiculous. It's what you need to do. I have 3 kids, and my 3 kids have straight A's. And no, I'm not overachieving, but hey, if you can, you should. If you can get better, you should get better. And why not get better at dating? Take away the stress, take away the frustration. When we have a right perspective on how to do it, when we have the tools to do it, why not do it better and well? So dating with Katy is all about those things. I'm going to be honest here. I have a client who just wrote a great review about our company, about the matchmaking service he had. He said, Katy, I got way more dates than I had planned on. And he had a matchmaker before who he was not satisfied with, which is great. We actually do not count dates. It's you can have as many dates as you want in a certain time period. But then it came on to how I was working with Katy. And I love it because he's honest as well. He said, working with Katy, she's very blunt. And look, I grew up literally with a dad who'd say, Katy, you come on like a ton of bricks. As a child, that was probably not the best thing my dad could say to me. I'm sure he could have surfaced it better and, let me know in a different way. But I also see that now people can trust me. That when I am honest with them, when I am direct with them, there's no reading between the lines. I used to work in high-end retail, and I had amazing customers who'd come back to me constantly because I'd say this. I would give them an outfit, and didn't matter the cost. I mean, this was expensive already, and my clients already had a lot of clothes, so it's not like they needed more clothes. I would be fully honest with them, and I'd say, this is not your best look. Even though I brought the outfit and I thought it could be, if I knew it wasn't their best look, I knew what would happen. That outfit would go sit in their closet, and they never wear it, and then it would almost be my fault that they never wore it because I gave them fluff. I gave them, oh, you look fabulous. This looks so great. No, it doesn't. Not everything looks great on everybody, and I'm going to be honest with you, and that is why my clients came back to me. That is why they knew they could trust me. That is why they knew that their money was good with me, because I wasn't just here to spend it and blow smoke up their ass, okay? I'm here to make sure that they look fabulous, they felt fabulous, and they were investing in great pieces because I knew they'd come back. And that is the same thing I do with my matchmaking clients, with my coaching clients. I am here and I'm going to tell them to do things they don't want to do, but they know it's for their best. I always said to my kids, you obviously can make your own choices in life when you get to that age. And in the Bible, it actually says this. It says, all things are permissible, but not all things are beneficial. Now, look, I love that. I love that line because the truth is you can go do it, but is it going to be good for you? And I'm going to keep you on the path of good for you. I'm going to keep you in that lane. Is it good for you? You know, you might like that guy because of the chemistry, but is it good for you? You might like that girl because she's hot, but she's also shallow. Is that good for you? Let's be honest, and that is definitely what I am. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me. You're going to see that my podcast is simple, it's short, it's to the point, practical tips and application. I love hearing your feedback. Make sure you follow and like, but also make sure you interact with me. I love hearing what's going on in your dating life. I need to hear it because I want to share and make everybody more successful, more confident, and having more fun dating. Thanks so much, and thank you to Sync Matchmaking, CINQE, where they have proven, trusted, and hand-selected matches for you. You know what, you guys, go join their network. It's really simple to get in. And make sure you're following me on Instagram at Dating with Katy. All right, cheers to great dating.